Hello, everyone. Welcome to the whiskey review tonight. I'm Ryan, the whiskey wine guy, and tonight we are doing Glenfiddich 14. This is 14 years in bourbon barrels, adds sweet notes of creamy toffee and ripe summer fruit. And then it's finished in new oak barrels, which impairs extra notes of vanilla, caramel, and hints of fresh oak. So, this is from earlier in the week, and this is a little bit of what I'm going to be sampling for you. This is a Speyside malt whiskey. Right really smack in the middle of the Highland area. You know, there's a lot of debate about Speysides and Highlands and a little confusion because, you know, Speyside is inside the Highland region, although Speyside in itself a recognized region of Scotch, but then at the same time it isn't, but it is because it's able. It's all weird. I don't understand it, but whatever. I'm gonna get right on the nose. Yeah. See, this nose is just lovely. That there's no peat at all on this. Definitely sweet notes. You definitely get the toffee. Mild hints of caramel. Oh, vanilla. Almonds. There's some nice like fruit on there. Like I'm getting some like raisinous fruit, like a little bit of raisins. Maybe some fig. And you know, I mean, it definitely smells like a Scotch. There's no mistaking about that. But I can sort of tell because I also do drink bourbon. I can sort of tell of that bourbonous aroma that's in here, along with the charredness too. Um, Oak barrels. I think it was charred oak barrels. Yeah. After 14 years maturing in casks that previously held bourbon, our malt master Brian Kinsman finishes our Scotch whiskey in deep charred new American oak barrels from Kentucky for a rich, sweet, and vibrant taste. It's coming in at 43% alcohol by volume. This is around $48. So, you know, right at the $50 zone. You know, well, in my opinion, worth the price. You know, I need to stop talking. I need to have a sip of this. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Really sweet notes. Hmm. Summery. Those fruity notes. A little bit of fig. Some raisins. Have like a cherry-esque to it as well. Very smooth, very mellow. the toffee flavors, the vanilla. You know what? I need to just be right back. I was going to do this with a water dash, so let me just do that real quick. All right. Don't know if you heard that, but I did add just a little bit of water. I don't know. You know, I feel like with that, it just made it totally took away, in my opinion, all those sweet aromas that were there, all those fruitiness, and it just made it. There's this. There's nothing. There's nothing on the. There's nothing in the nose after the water. Just the fig notes, the toffee notes, those sweet notes that were there. Maybe just in the very back, there's maybe just a hint of spice that opened up from it being out in bourbon and charred oak, but I mean, yeah, no, I would not. Well, let's see how it tastes before I totally crap on it. So, still a very smooth, luscious taste, but it's not as, it doesn't melt in the mouth as much as it did before. It's almost like it just quick coating, and then it goes away really quickly. I do not think, in my opinion, this needs to have added water to it. This just is very fine by itself. So I would give it, by itself alone, out of well, you know, this is Scotch and bourbon reviews, so I'm going to do a little bit differently than I'm going to start doing it differently than I do my wine reviews. My wine reviews, I usually always give it out of 5 stars. I'm going to do my from here on out, I'm going to do my whiskeys out of points, and out of 100 points. So by itself, this Glenfiddich 14, I would say, receives a 91 in my book. 91 without the without any added water to it. Adding water to it, it totally deducts it to around 85. So this is just definitely a nice sipper alone. I think I've had other scotches that I am just so blown away by the taste. I am just like, wow, this is spectacular. I mean, in this Glenfiddich 14, like I said, by itself, 91, that's pretty good. However, I have had a couple others that I feel are just miraculously out of this ballpark, and there's no way you could beat them. So, this is Glenfiddich 14. It will always be a Glenfiddich 14. In 20 years from now, if this bottle is not finished, it will still be the remnants of a Glenfiddich 14. So another misconception about Scotch. Oh, aging it will, make it taste better. Well, no, it's already been aged. That's why it's 14-year-old. You put a bottle on your shelf for 100 years, it's still going to be a 14-year-old Scotch. So don't just say, I'm going to save this bottle for a long time, and it's whatever. You're just they're just abusing the alcohol. So, well, in that note, everyone, it's been a great review. The Glenfiddich 14, my first Scotch, and I got some great other whiskey reviews coming up now that I have a really large collection. So going into the new year, we'll probably start seeing more Scotches and whiskeys, bourbon dries. Still keeping with wine, but that's kind of my New Year goal, is to sort of transition a little bit into the whiskey world for you all. So with that, have a Merry Christmas, everyone. I will be here tomorrow for a wine review, a Christmas wine review for you all. And then I may take a little hiatus again for, a little over a week. But until next time, everyone, cheers.